Christian nationalist leader Thomas Ackard was exposed for running a secret Twitter account full of racist content. When confronted with the account, Ackard claimed he didn't remember tweeting any of it. I'm Yasmin with The Breakdown, and Thomas Ackard was the headmaster of a conservative Christian school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He also hosted a podcast with a Christian nationalist author, and on the podcast, he offered advice on how to live a spiritual, Christ-like life in a secular world. Now, that's pretty standard church fodder, regardless of what kind of church you're attending, and generally that's pretty harmless. At the very least, it acknowledges the separation of church and state, and it addresses the challenges of upholding a specific set of values amongst others who might not. In other words, it's supposed to be a message about acceptance and tolerance, and it's supposed to offer tangible, actionable advice on how to live within a diverse population. But Ackard didn't actually believe in any of that. According to an article in the Daily Beast, a super racist Twitter account was discovered and linked to Ackard. The Twitter account was for Pious, and Pious was the worst. He made racist comments about black people, including black children and a black congressperson. He warned of Jewish Satanists. He commented that children in a movie that was already panned for sexualizing children weren't attractive enough, but he claimed that his comment somehow wasn't of a sexual nature. Additionally, Pious disparaged men who shared or confronted their emotions, calling it, quote, weakness and garbage, and of course he was a misogynist, claiming that he would only defend a woman such as his wife as a matter of defending his personal property, and certainly not because he respected her as a human being. Now, when it was discovered that Ackard was behind the Pious account, he was fired from his position as headmaster. Now, here's where it gets strange though. In an impressive effort to evade accountability, Ackard first denied that the Pious account was his, only to later admit that it was his, but he couldn't remember tweeting any of it. In a Medium post, Ackard wrote, quote, after more thorough research with the help of trusted friends and advisors and a great deal of counsel and soul searching, I have come to conclude that the Pious Twitter account is indeed an old alias account of mine. Seems like it took a lot for him to get there. The bigger story here, however, is that followers of his, including those who self-identify as Christian nationalists, were shocked at the racism and white supremacy apparent in Ackard's unearthed beliefs. Was anyone else shocked, though? Christian nationalism is inherently a racist ideology, but perhaps that's best understood by people on the outside looking in. The article quotes Philip Gorski, a Yale sociology and religious studies professor, who reminds us that Christian nationalists justified the enslavement of black people and the Native American genocide and land seizure with their beliefs. Furthermore, a study from the Pew Research Center asked participants what the phrase Christian nationalism meant to them. Now, many of the respondents, including many of whom were Protestant Christians and Catholics, said they associated the term with racism, authoritarianism, bigotry, and exclusion. One respondent said, quote, they are no different than Al-Qaeda or the Taliban. Another said they are, quote, more interested in gaining and maintaining power to keep white people in power and control of the United States. Christian nationalist is a more acceptable name than white supremacist. Another said that it was a, quote, phrase used by people claiming to be religious and patriotic, but instead are a bunch of racist fascists. Other responses to the word association included white supremacist and male superiority, not accepting of other religions, and 1930s Nazi Germany. So maybe the self-identifying Christian nationalists should step outside of their churches and private schools to gain a better understanding of how their views and how they themselves are perceived by their countrymen. Now, I don't know if that would actually make any difference to them, but their shock at the content of the Pious account was born from ignorance. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like and subscribe, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you.